set. Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Euros match day 3. Slovakia stun Belgium. France get the win, but it was like a very difficult win. And then as well, guys, we're going to be talking about Romania's second ever win in the Euros. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. And as well, guys, if you guys want to join and also discuss with us, give your thoughts and comments about the Euros, just make sure to click on the X link and the StreamYard link, and you'll just be able to join. Very simple, and you'll be able to join. That's pretty much it, guys. But let's get straight into the video and let's talk about that first game of the day in which Romania beat Ukraine 3-2-0. And they registered their second ever win in the Euros. It was, an amazing performance from Romania, and what a way to basically, start your tournament. Avilo, were you able to watch that game against
I did. I didn't get to see the full game, but I saw enough. And look, this is not one of those underdog wins like Slovakia and Belgium.
yeah.
But I'm sure most of us saw Ukraine win this game. And okay, man, at least go down 2-1, but
Mhm.
3-0 is insane.
I know
That
it's
is
a
insane.
Yeah, it's a really bad start for Ukraine. And looking at the players that Ukraine have, for example, you're looking at Dovbyk, the Girona striker who had an amazing season. You have Sikom, no, Sigankov. It's really hard
And
to pronounce these names.
the
Uh,
young center back for the Spurs that I always forget his name.
no, that's for no wait, for Spurs. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, like was talking about this guy that plays. He's a
Um,
young player for the Spurs. I'm pretty sure center back.
is it Zabarnik?
Might be him. I'm not sure. Might be him.
Oh yeah, I mean
But
he is 21.
the point is that team again. It's like you said, their second ever win in the Euros. I mean,
Yeah,
it's impressive,
it
and
is.
Ukraine is now one. I mean, again, they don't have star power, but they are a more solid team on paper than
Yeah.
Romania. So I mean, yeah, it was. I was shocked. I was expecting at least Ukraine to at least score one of those bleeder goals, 3-1, and
Hmm.
then, but 3-0 is gutting.
And keep in mind that it was actually England who knocked out Ukraine in the last Euros. And I know like England blew them away, but the thing is like Ukraine were competitive. And also, it's funny enough, Lunin, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, while he plays for Real Madrid, he literally is Superman. He saves everything. But then as soon as he leaves the Santiago Bernabeu and then he goes to the national team, he puts in one of the worst performances.
He's
And he was,
his reverse memo Shoa, bro.
oh my God, bro. It's just that dude, the way Real Madrid get away with things is just
Yeah.
unbelievable, man. But they also have Modric from Chelsea, they have Sinchenko. They have a very, very solid team, and congrats to Ukraine. Just you saw like the players, like their faces and everything. Let me pull it up so you guys can see it. But their players are after the win. They were so ecstatic, and you absolutely should be. It was like an absolutely historic moment for them.
Yo,
Um,
and this is
yeah,
great
look
for
right here.
football. We're used to seeing the good teams dominate and the finals always be the same juggernauts
There you
of
go.
teams. Well, now we're seeing teams that are not really meant to be there doing things that we didn't think of. We saw it happen today with Romania. We're gonna talk about the later games. These games have become way more competitive than they should, and this is great for competition and great for the sport. This this
Absolutely.
this keeps the fan bases more and more engaged. So this is amazing for the sport.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it makes things interesting because it gives more upsets, more storylines, more narratives, and as a neutral, for example, because like I have no stake in whoever wins. I don't support Ukraine and I don't support Romania. I just wanted to see like a good game of football, and that's precisely what we got. And the opening goal, I believe, in which Romania scored was an absolute banger. I believe it was Stanchu, if I'm pronouncing that right. Bro, did you see the goal?
Yo, yeah,
Who
we've had some nice goals to start the Euros.
that was
We
a
have had some
banger.
nice ones, bro. Nah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
nice. That
really
was nice.
nice. It was like from outside the box. It was a mistake
Yeah.
from Lunin. Funny enough, he gives a misplaced pass and then just an absolute rocket into the top left hand corner. And just brilliant strike. And actually Sebi, he was saying, in yesterday's video, like, oh, like we weren't getting like this many like good goals or anything like that, but today, like the goals that were scored today was just absolutely not the case. But congrats to Romania. What a start to the Euros. And then when we look, at the other teams in that group, do Romania actually have a chance of advancing? Because as soon as you get one win, that pretty much puts you in good standing to advance into the knockouts. Because as we do remember, four third place teams advance. There's one, two, three, four, five, six groups. So only two third place teams are getting knocked out. And so just getting a win, that's a huge, huge win for Romania. But now moving on and talking about the second game of the day, guys, we have to talk about Slovakia versus
Yo,
Belgium. That game was
Yo,
crazy.
first of all, FIFA rankings are the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Cause Belgium should not be third ranked. I'm sorry, they're not better on paper
Wait,
than than England. They're not better on paper than Portugal. They're probably not better on paper than Spain. They should not be third ranked in the world and lose against fucking Slovakia. Not shitting on Slovakia, but what's Slovakia? They're like 45th ranked. It's like
yeah,
a
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
ranking.
or something like that, bro. Did you see their backline, guys? I want to show you this, bro. There was a meme that was going around like there's no shot that this back line is the best that Germany, that Belgium can offer. You have Carrasco playing as the left back. You have Castan. What he plays in? Yeah, he plays for Fulham. Bro, is this the best back line that Belgium
Yo,
can offer?
that center back Fies, how do you pronounce it? The
Phase fives, yeah, from
face,
Leicester.
bro. I had to double take when I saw him. I was like, bro, is that David Luiz from far away? I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, but then I realized. But no, no, no. I know their goal wasn't flashy and all, but
Yeah,
bro, they held their ground. And
they
you
did.
saw, and look, I know Belgium got two goals removed. They were
Yeah, well,
clear that there's no debate on them being called off. Lukaku had half of his body outside on his
yeah.
goal, and then on the second one, the guy clearly I forgot the player's name.
It was Openda.
Yeah,
Openda gets like
Openda.
the hand on him.
He clearly put the hand on it. So I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is, man. And then I feel bad for De Bruyne because De Bruyne was trying to do it all towards the end of the game. He was trying to dribble down the field. It just sucks because when you have Lukaku playing a full 90 minutes, bro, how
Oh
are
my
you
God, man.
how are you third ranked and how you Lukaku play 90 minutes? Not even Spain plays Morata for 90. How do you play Lukaku for 90, bro?
No, and it's crazy because some of the chances that Lukaku have, you're thinking like, oh my God, just finish.
Exactly.
And then like to be fair, like in one of the goals that was disallowed, it was an absolute banger.
It was.
But the thing is like
But no, it's funny
it
because
sucks that Openda got
you
hand
could
to
tell
it.
you could tell that Lukaku got to a point that he was just trying to hold off the last
Hmm.
man on the defense and just like body him to find a way to another pass. Like he got so desperate of not getting chances that he started playing as a freaking rugby player, just trying to body his way into the box. So I mean, look, bro, that after that game, I told myself there's a chance that Austria beats France or at least draws, and we'll get into that later.
Ooh,
But
yeah, yeah, we will talk about that. But
no, I think this is the first major upset, like
oh,
underdog that we've
one
seen
hundred
in the
percent.
Euros. But yo, that's unbelievable. And
Yeah,
again, like the players the players reacted like if they had won the Euros, and that's awesome.
it was brilliant to see. And just like in the last international tournament, well, Belgium, I believe their first game was against Morocco and they lose. They open up the tournament and they lose against Slovakia, and that's the thing. That's crazy because now when you look at the group in Group E, Slovakia have 3 points, Romania have 3 points, and it's Belgium with zero. And the next game for Belgium, Belgium, they are playing Romania. Okay. So, all that Romania need to do is just get a draw, and they're pretty much through. And
That
Belgium, they're gonna have a lot of work to do in these next two matches.
that golden generation led nowhere,
Oof,
absolutely
absolutely nowhere,
nowhere.
nowhere, man. It was so disappointing. It was so disappointing. And some people there are going to be harsh on Kevin De Bruyne. I thought Doku tonight was just
I'm
you
sorry, but
know.
Kevin De Bruyne, he's not Messi, and he can't score goals every time that he wants to. You saw him making runs into the box. He had a good attempt that one of the center backs deflected, and it was an easy
Hmm.
ball to the goalie. Like he was trying to take shots at the end of the game. So
Yeah.
if your team as a midfielder, you can only do so much, bro. You can create chances. But if your teammates are not collaborating in that point, it's useless. So I feel bad for him. It was not this game was not on him.
Mm, well, I mean, they're always going to be critics and everything, but someone that I do want to give props to is both Lobotka and Dubravka from Slovakia, because both of these guys were absolutely, fantastic. Lobotka, he won the Man of the Match award, and then Dubravka, he had some fantastic saves. And overall, just a fantastic team effort from Slovakia. They are going to be playing I believe, against Ukraine in the next match. And so Ukraine opportunity to bounce back, and then Slovakia. Can you do just a little bit more, get a draw, and potentially advance to the knockouts? But now, guys, I want to be talking about the final match of the day, and that was France versus Austria. Now, I did do a watch long for that match, in which I watched the entirety of the match, and I would just say this: Austria, they should, if I was an Austria fan, I would feel hard done by, and I would feel a little bit upset because they had the game in their hands. France, they, even though, Mbappe, he missed a 1v1, which, should have been a goal. Other than
Yo,
that,
yo,
like,
that 1v1, that
that was
was
bad.
insane, bro.
That was
Insane.
bad.
When I saw that happen, I was like, okay, yeah. So 2-0. Yo, that was insane. That was a bad miss. That was a bad, bad, bad miss. And
That
and
was a so
and the
poor
own
miss.
goal, bro. Yo, nice header by the defender, bro. What a
Yeah,
header! That header was perfectly placed on his
yeah,
own goal.
I know. I believe it was like Werber or Werber.
Wobber, yeah, Wobber, Wobber.
Yeah, um, however you
Yo,
pronounce his
and
name. What
another
happened?
one of these games that it should not have been this close. I know you and Sevi talked about um England and Serbia yesterday. That game, again, that was another one of those games that should not have been that close, bro. This game was even more
Mm-hmm.
tight than England's game. They
Yeah.
again, Austria is what, 25th, 26th ranked against number 2 ranked France. And
Mm-hmm.
I understand the Mbappe injury, but that injury was towards the end of the game. They should have done more throughout. And again, winning 1-0 with an own goal is not a pretty look. So,
It's absolutely not. And the thing is, just like with England yesterday, France, they weren't convincing, on the day. And I'm showing you on screen right now. That's Mbappe's miss, 1v1. All he has to do is just pick a corner, and it's pretty much a goal. And Mbappe missed that. And then later in the match, he did get an injury. I believe he broke his nose. He was bleeding and everything. Um, and
yo,
so most likely he will be wearing a mask for the next
how
couple
how
upcoming
the
matches.
injury how the injury apparently he's gonna get surgery tonight. Well, not tonight. Tonight already happened over there. But he's getting
Yeah.
surgery. He got surgery done apparently. But yo, the injury when it happened, I thought he ran into the defender's head. He just ran into his back. Like the injury didn't look as bad as it actually
Hmm.
turned out to be.
No, I know.
But no, that's
No,
crazy, bro.
yeah, just the thing is, in like those type of situations where the attacker and the defender, they're trying to put their all into to
Yeah, yeah, it's just
gain
momentum.
power. Yeah, it's literally just the momentum, and just that
Yeah.
force, especially the nose being so fragile, and it's painful. It's painful,
I
and
mean,
so
without star-studded, like with how much firepower France has, I wouldn't be surprised with how weak their group is. They could probably sit out Mbappe for at least the next game and just say, you know what, we have 3 points. We can very well. Okay, realistically, they can very well win games without Mbappe because that team
yeah,
has
absolutely.
way too many good players to not be able to beat the remaining teams on their group. So I wouldn't be surprised if they sat out Mbappe the next game or even two just to make sure that he's 100% to go for the rounds of 16
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, for knockouts and everything,
I
and
could see
then it
that.
makes sense, and it absolutely makes sense, And I thought, one player that we do have to discuss on France, we have to talk about N'Golo Kante, because N'Golo Kante, oh my God, the performance that he put in tonight, and funny enough, N'Golo Kante, he was basically out of the national team for the last 2 years, and this was his return to to major international tournaments. And what a performance to you just basically make your debut. He was literally everywhere, just recovering balls, putting out fires. And there was this one counter attack from Austria, and in which France, they do get caught off guard, and I think it was a Weimer who has a good counter attack, and it's Kante. Let me show you right here. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. But it was an absolutely fantastic intervention from
It
right
just
here.
yeah, go ahead, play it.
Right, wait. Let me mute this. Let me move it back. So, and right here, like in this year, Weimer's just basically a one-on-one, but a couple good recovery runs from Kante and the France defenders, they were able to recover that. But overall, just looking at the performance that Kante put in, it was absolutely spectacular. It was
And
crazy.
it just sucks that he gave up on a European football so quick because he's still class, bro. He's
Yeah.
still very much class. So I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if after these Euros, if he plays the way that he did today, the rest of the way, I wouldn't be shocked if some good European team will be like, "Hey, come back to Europe," because again, he's one of those players that just you can tell he left for the money. Because he is still very, very, very much class. He's still one of the best midfielders in the world, and he showed it today. And
Yeah.
someone said the world is 70% water and 30% Golo.
Yeah, and
It's
the rest is
very
covered
true.
by N'Golo. Yeah. Just I mean, but the thing is, like in regards to N'Golo Kante, just like he already won the Champions League with Chelsea. He won the World Cup in France with 2018. He won the Premier League with Leicester City and with Chelsea. And so, like, I understand, like, hey, it's the end of your career. I understand why he moved to Saudi Arabia. Like, not every single player, is legacy driven and wants to, have their name out on football.
Right,
Some
right.
some people view it as their job, and game paid extremely well in Saudi when you've already done everything you can in football.
Now look,
I think that's a W move by N'Golo
and
Kante.
like you very well said, he pretty much won almost everything you can win in football. He pretty
Yeah,
much did. But yeah, it's just you see these performances. For example, you see Luka Modric or Toni Kroos. Yes, those players conquered football, and they're now like you can tell that they're in their last few years. And N'Golo Kante could very well have 3, 4 more years of good football, and it's just one of
yeah,
those things that as a fan of football, you would like to see him play a little more competitive, at
yeah.
least 1 or 2 more years. But it's just refreshing to see a player like that do that.
No, no, I completely get that. I honestly thought that N'Golo Kante, he is a fantastic midfielder, and he's one of those players that people say he doesn't have a lot of haters, and I can't hate N'Golo Kante. The way he
Nah,
he
bro.
he goes about
If
himself.
you hate N'Golo, you're just a hateful person, bro. Like
Yeah,
there's
I
nothing to
know,
say.
man. Just like the guy, he just radiates. Just like you want him to succeed. That's the thing. And congrats to him. But when you look at France, completely, it wasn't a good performance from France. They are gonna have to do a lot better because they are hard to test. England, Italy, France, these teams, they didn't put in the best performances. But the thing is, you know, in these type of tournaments, you want to grow into the tournament. You want to go into deep. Build up some form and make deep runs. And sometimes the team that always that starts the best doesn't end up winning. And so it's not the end of the world for France. They do get the 3 points, and that's all that matters. I believe their next game for France is going to be against the Netherlands next Friday, and so they are going to have a couple of days to rest, and that's going to be a huge game because both Netherlands and the France they are tied for 3 points. And
And no, go ahead, go ahead.
no, no, no. I was just gonna go on to tomorrow's games, but what do
No,
you want to
and
talk about?
if Mbappe remains out for that game can be very, very up for grabs. Because
Yeah.
again, Netherlands didn't look good in their game, but I mean, Mbappe plays a team like France can be bad teams. They can be good teams with a roster that does not include Mbappe. But Netherlands are gonna be looking to regain their form, and we'll see if France feels forced to play Mbappe. That's gonna be very, very interesting, and see how he
Mm.
recovers.
Yeah, yeah, we are gonna have to talk about that. But guys, tomorrow's match, it's going to be Turkey versus Georgia, and there's going to be like a lot of noise in regards to Kvaratskhelia because his agent has made a statement in which I was planning to talk about in tomorrow's latest news video, that Kvaratskhelia, he wants to leave Napoli this summer. And at Barcelona, they are in the pursuit for a left winger, and so could Kvaratskhelia be the left winger that Barcelona go for? And the other game, which is going to be 3 p.m. Eastern time, but it's going to be, I believe, 9 p.m. In Europe, so somewhere around that time period. It's going to be Portugal versus Czech Republic, Ronaldo's debut in the tournament. And so I will be making a watch along for that game, so make sure you guys tune in. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching. I will be uploading this video on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if you guys prefer to listen to your videos over there, just feel free to go listen to it. And guys, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll catch you guys all on the next video.